You are broke and it is not your fault. Not because you are lazy, not because you do not work hard enough, not because you make bad decisions. It is because someone spent billions of dollars to make sure you stay exactly where you are. And the device you are holding right now is the weapon they used against you. Here is what nobody tells you. There is a system running in the background of every app you use, every scroll, every notification, every recommended for you. None of it is random. None of it is for your benefit. It was designed by some of the most brilliant minds on the planet. Neuroscientists, behavioral psychologists, data engineers. And they all had one single goal: not to help you, not to connect you, not to inform you, to keep you inside the app as long as humanly possible. But here is the part that will change how you see everything. Stay with me until the end of this video, because what I am about to show you is not a theory. It is the documented, peer-reviewed, publicly admitted mechanism that is quietly keeping millions of people financially stuck. And once you see it, you cannot unsee it. Let me take you back to 1953. A neuroscientist named James Olds accidentally discovered something that would change the world forever. He was running an experiment on rats. He placed an electrode deep inside a rat's brain in a region called the nucleus accumbens. Every time the rat moved toward a certain corner of the cage, Olds sent a tiny electrical signal to that region. The rat went crazy. It kept going back to that corner over and over, ignoring food, ignoring water, ignoring sleep, just chasing that feeling again and again until it collapsed from exhaustion. What Olds had discovered was the brain's dopamine reward circuit, the system that says, "Do that again." The system that was supposed to help humans survive, find food, find shelter, find safety. But in 1953, nobody could have imagined what would happen when trillion-dollar companies got their hands on this discovery. Fast forward to Silicon Valley, 2007, the iPhone has just launched. Social media is exploding. And behind closed doors, a quiet revolution is happening that nobody is talking about. Tech companies are hiring behavioral psychologists, not to make their products better, not to make them safer, to make them addictive. B.J. Fogg at Stanford University had developed something called the Fogg Behavior Model, a framework that explained exactly how to trigger human behavior on demand, how to make people act without thinking, how to bypass rational decision-making entirely. His students went on to build Instagram, Pinterest, and dozens of other platforms that now sit on your phone. Nur Eyal, another Stanford researcher, wrote a book called Hooked, a step-by-step manual for building habit-forming products. It became the Bible of Silicon Valley product design: variable reward, intermittent reinforcement, social validation loops. These are not features, these are psychological traps, and they were built specifically for you. Here is the proof that most people never see. In 2018, Sean Parker, the co-founder of Facebook, sat down for an interview and said something that should have made global headlines. He said, and I am quoting directly, "The thought process behind building these applications was, how do we consume as much of your time and conscious attention as possible?" He admitted they were exploiting a vulnerability in human psychology. He admitted they knew what they were doing. In 2019, former Google design ethicist Tristan Harris testified before the United States Senate. He told lawmakers that the attention economy had created a race to the bottom of the brain stem, meaning tech companies were competing to trigger the most primitive, impulsive parts of your brain. And in 2021, internal Facebook documents leaked to the Wall Street Journal revealed that the company's own researchers had concluded that Instagram was harmful to the mental health of teenagers, and the company buried the findings. They always knew, and they kept going. Now here is the twist that nobody connects. Everyone talks about social media addiction, screen time, mental health, but nobody talks about the financial consequence. Here is what actually happens inside your brain when you scroll. Every notification releases a small hit of dopamine. Every like, every comment, every new video autoplay. Your brain registers this as a reward, and slowly, over weeks, months, years, your brain's baseline dopamine level drops. This is called dopamine desensitization. And here is why it destroys your finances when your dopamine baseline drops. Ordinary life feels unbearably boring. Saving money feels pointless. Delayed gratification becomes almost neurologically impossible. Your brain has been rewired to demand instant reward, so you spend impulsively, emotionally. Not because you want to, but because your brain is desperately chasing the dopamine hit that scrolling trained it to expect. The apps do not just steal your time, they steal your ability to build wealth. And the same companies that hijacked your dopamine system are also running the ads that tell you what to spend your money on. They broke you, then they sold you the thing that feels like a fix. This is the moment everything snaps into focus. You are not dealing with an app. You are dealing with a machine that was specifically engineered using decades of neuroscience research to keep your attention fragmented, your impulse control weakened, and your wallet open. The average person unlocks their phone 96 times per day. That is once every 10 minutes. Every single unlock is a dopamine trigger. Every single trigger is slowly reshaping the neural pathways that control your financial decisions. People who spend more than 3 hours per day on social media are statistically more likely to make impulsive purchases, carry credit card debt, and report feeling financially out of control. This is not a coincidence. This is the system working exactly as designed. So what do you do now? You cannot delete your phone, you cannot escape technology, but you can understand the game well enough to stop losing it. The first step is the most important one, and it costs nothing. Awareness is the only thing these systems cannot survive. The moment you understand that your scroll is a trigger, your notification is a manipulation, and your impulsive purchase was engineered 3 years ago by a behavioral psychologist in Menlo Park, California, the spell begins to break. This channel exists for one reason: to show you the hidden systems shaping your life so you can finally start making decisions that are actually yours. If this video made you see something differently, share it with one person who needs to hear it, and subscribe. Because what we are going to expose next goes much deeper than this.